Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. So, have you guys ever, if you guys are as a big a fan as 1911s as I am, you have probably owned a 1911 or a couple of 1911s in your life. But have you ever bought a 1911 and then not realizing that you could get the, what do you call it, uh, the extended beaver tail, the insulated trigger, the skeletonized hammer, um, or any kind of night lights, or just you when you first bought the 1911, you didn't realize the accessories that you could have potentially added on to your 1911s. So, if so, just want to let you know that it is not the end of the world. Buying a basic 1911 is something that every you know favorite fanboy 1911 should do. Should always own a vanilla version of the 1911. um Not that this one is, because obviously we see here the insulated trigger, the beaver tail, and the hammer itself is obviously been modified. It's not exactly something that would typically be a stocked item or part for a 1911. But however, don't go out and buy yourself another specific 1911 that has all the fan favorites: rail, uh, skeletonized trigger, insulated hammer, and extended beaver tail just yet. I want to show you guys a product that is made by Recover Tactical. Now, first of all, I have no obligation to this company. I have they're that I'm not a I'm not sponsored by them or anything like that. Like this isn't this is just a product that I had seen, and a product that I wish I saw went back when I bought my first 1911. So, without further ado, guys, let's talk about the Recover Tactical 1911 CC3P system. So, this obviously is the tan version. They do come in black, and we're going to do an opening, box opening uh, reveal for you guys to see the product, and it's, when you first get it in the mail. But I want to talk about this one for a second, and the model of the firearm. So this is a Colt 45 1911. As you can tell, the trigger is pretty stock. It is not insulated or skeletonized hammer. The beaver tail is pretty standard, what you would see on a pretty ordinary 1911. However, we are teaching old dogs new tricks when we pull this guy out of nowhere. This thing is just beautiful looking. A lot of people don't like. I've heard some some negative commentaries about this platform, this system. Some people just don't like this look for whatever reason. I don't understand, because most of the time your fingers are going to be over it. It's not going to be, it's kind of out of sight, out of mind. And then just adding to it, you have the flashlight, which, here's my thing about flashlights, because a lot of people, they're like, man, you got a thing for flashlights. You got a fetish or something. Guys, let me talk to you guys a little bit about flashlights. Flashlights, let me just break it down to the scenario. You got a, 3 in the morning, uh, you know, elbow awakening by, hey, something's in the kitchen, I think. So immediately you grab whatever weapon that you have for your home defense, whether it be a 1911, a weapon of some sort, a bat, whatever. And let's just say it's, this 1911. You're going through your entire home, your hallway, you're creeping around, and you've got it locked and loaded. You're carrying one in the pipe, as you always should when carrying your firearm. You got your finger off the trigger. You are ready to go. Safety is off. and you are clearing your rooms, making sure that everything's all right. All of a sudden, you see a shadow dart from one side of the hall to the other. You go investigate it. You can't really tell the size of the person. You can't really tell what it's, you can't tell the Cowboys from the Indians. So you pursue it, and just to find out that it's little Timmy or grandma that is, out for a nice, late midnight snack. Now, had you had some kind of illumination, rather it be, and this is a thing that is, I've heard different tips and tricks. I'm not here to discuss those. I'm just here to discuss flashlights. I think everybody should own a flashlight for their home defense weapon. I don't care what side of the fence you line on when it comes down to ARs or rifles, pistols, or shotguns. When it comes down to home invasions, I don't care what it is. As long as you have some kind of weapon, you should be able to identify what that target is. Guys, a lot of times it's that bump in the night, and it is instinctual to investigate it. But if you are not able to make out heads or tails what it is you are pursuing or what you're looking at, it is, and this is something that not just hunter education teaches us, but this is something that most home defense training videos, classes, whatever teach us, is to not shoot at anything that you cannot identify. Again, you don't know if you're shooting, little Timmy, or if you're shooting grandma, or if you're shooting an assailant. You can't tell, if you're shooting a bad guy versus a good guy. So it is extremely important that, to me, that you always have a means of identifying your target, however that looks like. So back to this product, guys. So with that being said, being able to teach old dogs new tricks is something that I really, really, really love about this setup. You are taking a basic 1911 that didn't come with a attachable rail for flashlights, but you are taking this product and you are attaching it to even the most basic 1911 models, and mind you, also Beretta M9s, which I will be purchasing one of those. I'm not sure if I'm going to be doing a review on it, just because I'm kind of already doing a review on this product, and it's just because it's a different gun doesn't mean it's any different. So there's that. But and of course, go to recovery.com or recoverytactical.com and check it out for your guys' selves. It's very reasonable priced. If you guys have a Kimber 1911, this is obviously the full model 1911. If you guys have a Kimber, they do make those these accessories for Kimber as well. So if you have a compact 1911, go check them out. If you have a full-size 1911, go check them out. Guys, they are worth the look. These products were only $50 a piece for a full-size 1911. Now with the Kimbers, I believe they were about $40 for the Kimber grips for their 1911 with a rail system. So guys, honestly, that's 40 or $50 that you're not that you're spending, rather than buying a whole new 1911 just for the sake of having having a flashlight. Now, these are typically weapons that don't often come with accessories such as flashlights and etc. So buying an aftermarket product like this is going to, in my opinion, raise the value of this firearm that much more. Not only just because if you're trying to sell it, but also just the value of how this weapon is going to go from what I keep in my safe versus what I keep in my nightstand while I sleep at night. I'm taking a weapon that I cannot see in the dark with, to a weapon that I can see in the dark with. So that's going to change your loadout, your everyday carry. how that affects you and whatnot. So be mindful of everything that this product could or couldn't do for you when you're thinking about making that switch, when you're thinking about buying this. It's not an expensive product. That's what I'm trying to really get towards, is the fact that it's not expensive. You're buying you have your basic 1911, and you are simply adding an attachment that you don't have to go out and buy a whole separate new 1911 for. So in my opinion, it is extremely worth it for a little inconvenience of 50 bucks. Now I understand 50 to some of you guys may be a lot of money, but if you guys are used to the gun world, 50 bucks ain't nothing for a sweet attachment like this. The flashlight alone is going to run you about 200 bucks. So be mindful of this stuff, guys. So let's do an unboxing video of this variant is going to be a black Recover Tactical. This is what the package when you get in the mail is going to look like. I went ahead and bought 2 of them because I knew, first of all, I'm a big 1911 fan. All my brothers, we all have 1911s. You know, Christmas, Christmas gifts, whatever you want to call it. You know, however you want to utilize it. Me personally, we really do love our 1911s, and being able to add an accessory that, you know, allows us to do even more with our 1911s is that much more worth it to us. So let's go ahead and open this bad boy up. This is called the Grip and Rail System for 1911s. Features most stable rail solution on the market. I'm not going to read all of these, but it says update look for your 1911. Field strip compatible, so meaning that you are capable of disassembling your firearm without, you know, taking this accessory off, which means that I can undo the slide. I can take this entire top of the slide off with, you know, this grip added onto it, so it doesn't hinder my capabilities of taking apart my weapon. So let's get into it, and let's just open the darn box. First thing you're going to get is a nice little Ziploc baggie. Go ahead and open that bad boy up, and let's get everything out. So the first thing I noticed right out of the box is obviously the grips themselves. They are grips as well as rail systems, and we'll talk about installing here in a second. Next, it also comes with a nice little hardware baggie that comes with 4 additional grip panels, and also comes with 2 screws with 2 nuts. It also comes with a little Allen wrench tool to be able to screw it together. Next, it also comes with a manual, owner's manual and all that good stuff. Talks about their other products of theirs that are, you know, readily available to their website. Again, not sponsored by them, but I am just a user that heavily believes in the product itself. So this is, you know, a little manual that tells you how to put it on your 1911, but it's pretty real. It is really self-explanatory. I really didn't want to do this, but since it's for you guys, I will go ahead and do this. Just because I didn't want this product to look difficult. It's not difficult, I swear to you. I did it within 2 seconds, and I was on my mattress on my bed doing this. I wasn't even in a good, you know, organized location like this. I just simply put it together, and it was, in my opinion, easier than some of the attachments I've had for other weapons. This is probably one of the easier assemblies I've ever done. So let's go ahead and take these bad boys out and talk about it. So what's real nice about this is that it replaces the 1911 grips that are already on your 1911. So you're taking your 1911, removing its grips, and then adding these as additional grips. And we'll talk about that here in a second. So let's go ahead and take this panel off. It's going to have to be, I'm just going to have to push them through. There we go. It doesn't feel weak. You know, I know when I first looked at it, you know, I was like, you know, is this going to really, you know, is this going to really be like stable enough to handle the 1911 and everything that goes into it? I just had so many questions before I bought it, but I knew as soon as I had it in my hands, I would know the answer to it. So we have the most generic base 1911 that we could ever ask for. It is the most stock 1911 I think I've ever purchased and I think I've ever seen in my life. The standard hammer, standard beaver tail, the standard trigger, everything about this screams stock. Now, we will take our accessories and just how you saw them, you know, take it off, how you just saw me take it off. You will remove your 1911 grips. This one was flathead. I want to do it to this one because that's what I bought the black one for. But I have Allen wrenches to find, and right now I don't think it's this Allen wrench. No, it's not. It's a little bit bigger than that Allen wrench. So unfortunate, but I gotta go find a tool for that. So anyways, moving on. After you remove your 1911 grips, you're going to take these grips and place it over the two holes that you that you see from your 1911 grips. We're gonna go ahead and install it. So how to install it is just as easy as as the grips. We're gonna take one screw. We're gonna do the top one first because the bottom one is a little bit more specific. I'm gonna screw this bad boy in. This is why I didn't want to do this, because I knew it would have been more time consuming. However, I knew you guys would have also wanted to know how to do it. So I'm doing it for you guys. So now we did the top one. It's nice and snug on there. It fits the mold of the side of the 1911 very firmly and very nicely. And you are going to take this small little panel. You're going to take this little, lip at the top and place it into the front or the top of your grip and place it nice and firmly on the hole of the lower 1911 grip. And then you're going to screw that in. I'm a big fan of the tan, which is why I went ahead and got a tan and a black. I knew I was probably going to use a black as well, but I'm a big fan of the tan, just the desert look. So the other side, exact same way. You're going to take that panel off, place it over your already existing 1911 grip holes. Take that lip and place it first on top, roll it in there, and you're going to take your 1911 grip screws and you're going to screw them in there. Let me just go ahead and get them started. All right, and there you have it. The 1911 handle grips are secured. Now you're going to take your tiny, small little nuts that come in your kit, and you're going to place them on the correct side. Make sure you see that make sure you take a look at which side is meant to have the nuts or not, because that's important for which side they go on. Start it, and then it should line up as it screws and as it tightens. Excellent. And there you have it. That is just as simple as it is. It honestly takes a few minutes of your time. I know a lot of people may think that it's kind of an inconvenience, but honestly, if you're wanting to transfer your old 1911 into a more tactical and useful nighttime operation 1911, I highly recommend it. I think this is a great kit for nighttime situations. Usually, I carry my my 1911 everywhere with me, and I'm also going to show you guys some extra aftermarket parts for your 1911 with the flashlight. So, most 1911 holsters have this basic 1911 mold. So you can take your basic 1911 and it's going to fit the mold of it. However, if you take this 1911 that you just added the attachments to, it's not going to fit because that rail now is in the way. You're going to want to also purchase a concealed carrying or open carrying holster that is able to that is easily accessible for flashlight attachments. This guy is the Ginjuli Tactical 1911 holster. This specific holster is capable of handling a 1911 mold, but also a 1911 with a flashlight. So this is the Garrison 1911. Very nice, in my opinion. I love it. It's the MC 1911S. One of my favorite 1911s that I've ever played with. It's just the feeling of it is just amazing. I am such a big fan of this 1911. However, the only reason I bought it was because both of my other 1911s didn't have the rail for the flashlight. So now that I finally have a accessory that allows me to put on my 1911 with the flashlight, I can take this Ginjuli holster, my Colt 45 with the CC3P. It seems like a lot of attachments because honestly, we're looking at a 1911 that has 2 attachments on it at the same time, as well as putting it in a Ginjuli tactical holster that allows for a 1911. There's just a lot going on here, isn't there? So, and that's honestly not a bad thing. Sometimes it's something that, a lot of times I get nervous about it, but look how awesome that is. You just go, I'm a big fan of this. I think this is one of the coolest things since sliced bread. I really am interested into knowing what your guys' opinions about it are. So we talked a little bit about everything, guys. We've talked a little bit about the holsters. We've talked about, now this may not fit in every holster. So if you do take the flashlight off of it, like we will here, if you do take the flashlight off of it and you do want to just roll with the rail, not all 1911 holsters will support with the rail attachment added on there. So with that being said, it doesn't really matter which direction you go holster wise. You need something that is compatible with the flashlight itself. So we've talked a little bit about everything, but one thing we haven't talked about is the 1911. Guys, this is another accessory I want to talk to you guys about, and I'm sorry, I know this video is already pretty long, but this is a big thing that many people out there, they have an issue with the 1911 itself, is they always say it's not as accurate and whatnot, or it's not always reliable. Sometimes it jams. Your biggest problem that you may be facing with the 1911 is the fact that your magazine, is it the factory magazine, what came with the 1911, or is it the Wilson Combat, or is it the Sig Sauer, or is it there are many aftermarket magazine products out there that are way more reliable and way more efficient, in my opinion. So with that being said, I personally want you guys to go out and not just make your 1911 look good, but make it work efficiently enough as well. Okay, that's a huge thing in my opinion. Why are you going to have something that is more than likely to fail on you, more than likely to break down on you, when you could just have something as reliable? Just because I know what most people are going to say. Out of the box, their Glock, their effing pistols, their whatever, are as reliable, and you don't need to buy as many aftermarket products. Okay, well, that's cool and all, but you're talking about a weapon that was made back in 1919. You're going to, if you're going to want to have the same efficiency out of a 2000 era weapon, you're going to want to stop living in the 19th century and start living in the 20s. So that's something that you got to really take into consideration, is that the 1911 is a little bit dated, but it's not out of date, in my opinion. There are so many aftermarket products that you can purchase nowadays that just keep this gun in the fight and keep making it as reliable as the day it was made. So with that being said, I hope you guys really did enjoy this video. Honestly, I really hope you guys enjoy it. I guess we were kind of looking at a few products today, not only the Recover Tactical, but also the Jinjuli. This is such a weird name. I will go ahead and put down in the description below these aftermarket products. So if you guys are interested, you guys can have a quick, easy link to go find these bad boys and to purchase them themselves. I'll even throw down a link in the description below on the flashlight itself. I'm a big fan of the Streamline Light. Streamlight, sorry. I don't know why I keep wanting to say Streamline. The Streamlight, this is the TLR-1HL. I'm a big fan of these. I've got one for my Sig Sauer and I've got one for my 1911. When I purchased that light, it came with a bunch of different there's these little templates that it has in there, these little plastic rail pieces that specifically fit different types of weapons. You got Sig Sauers, you've got Berettas, you've got Glock, you've got a couple. There was like one or two of them in there that I didn't really understand, and then you've got this one is called 1913. I don't know, but I don't know if there's just a misprint or what, but this worked great for the 1911. So, guys, I hope everything that we've talked about in this video makes sense. If you guys have any further questions, I will be more than happy to go back into detail and talk with you guys and roll with you guys about this 1911. One thing you should know before I leave here is that when we look at these side by side, this rail is down more specific, is down more. When we're looking at this, because it was manufactured that way, this is how it's gonna sit up a little bit more than this aftermarket product, which is to be expected. However, again, when you're talking about wanting to holster this weapon, let's look at more of a product that is meant for a flashlight and not just a product that it's silly to want to use the 1911 holster without a flashlight, but yet keep the adapter for it. So why don't we just go ahead, guys, look into it, find a Jinjuli holster, and there's many other 1911 holsters out there. I just thought this one looked really good, and it was on Amazon, so I just didn't really see any issue with this. But me personally, I don't think it looks bad. I like it. It feels so much better than I thought it would, if I'm honest. It feels so much better, and it doesn't mess with my my trigger workspace at all, with my finger workspace. I go from top down, hit that switch, and then trigger, and guys, it's really not that big of an adjustment, in my opinion. I think that the 1911 is a pretty good platform for everybody to learn off of anyways. But this just makes it even that much more worth it in my opinion. So again, this product is also for Glocks, it's for Beretta, it's for 1911. So if you guys have any of those, three basic, those are probably the most, used firearms out there when it comes down to pistols, is those three. So go look for yourselves, guys. You don't have to tell them I sent you, but have a great time. Have a great Christmas. Hopefully you're thinking about that special somebody, or, make that special somebody, see this video and give them some ideas to think about. So again, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Take care. I hope you guys have a fantastic time. Give them a try. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. And I am looking forward to it. So guys, take care. Have a fantastic day.